There you go.
Hello and welcome back to the Fellfayre Mansion Tales. Last we left off, you guys had explored a basement, a very spooky basement, and you were back upstairs discussing things.
And stuff.
And that's about it. You guys are having a little bit of a nice and calm and quiet day. Not a whole lot of, hauntings going on aside from,
How much time?
shit in
There
the
was the
basement.
bathroom. There was the bathroom
Oh,
ghost.
yes.
Do we find more evidence of the free pet?
There has not been more evidence of the free pet. Not since Miguel cleaned up the paw prints.
How much time has passed?
Under the windows. Since last, I want to say a few hours. You guys have gotten a little bit of. You guys have eaten some things.
All right.
And you are free to use this time as you want.
In that case, I will.
What time is it?
It's afternoon. It's 1 in the afternoon.
If I recall correctly, the plan was for everybody to kind of mill about for a bit, and then they'd all go down to the pub at around dinner time to celebrate having gone through a creepy dungeon.
If it's been and
whatnot.
Yeah, if it's been a few hours, Raymond will have done the thing I told you about weeks ago.
The one with ordering someone to put up light.
Well, that too, but the researching thing about the tools we found and blah blah blah.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
I will set that in motion. It'll take a while.
I'm trying to remember exactly what went on with that and exactly what we talked about because it's been so long.
It has been a little. It has been a hot second.
Found a torture thing.
Literally,
well, it looked like a torture thing. We found it was fake.
I'm literally recording all of this, so we don't have to remember. No one never watches it.
But that's because we're here, and usually we should be able to remember that. But
like any of us will.
I watch when I need to remember details.
No, you see, the problem is that I forget that you record that, so I forget that I can go and watch that to remember things.
Curses.
I like to put it on in the background while I draw.
Fair enough. Anyway, so should we just go to the fucking pub again?
Yeah. Second pub drinking party.
Oh, let's get drunk.
Father David in like a fucking sweater, like I am ready now.
Raymond will be in his street clothes, obviously.
Street clothes?
Well, you don't know. No, just no.
I got on my.
You want my trousers? Go get them.
I would have changed into an outfit more appropriate for pub going, so
exactly.
probably like a leather jacket of some sort.
I'm selling these fine. I'm selling
Dr.
these.
Celeste LeBlanc wears leather.
I'm selling these fine leather jackets.
For some reason, never mind.
What?
Yes.
Never mind.
What?
It's fine. It
It's
does not need to be mentioned.
It's probably not fine. It's probably not fine at all.
It's fine.
Probably pulled her.
Nah, totally
her hair
fine.
back, so it's not in the way.
So, Father David goes out and he gets changed.
What?
Father David goes over and gets changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just right in front of us.
Yeah.
No, skip. No. Turns out I'm actually a very different kind of priest.
So far, it looks normal to me.
This is a
Whoa.
Service,
Thought I was
Father.
a tad. Whoa. I'm way too old to be a choir boy.
Listen,
Come on.
This isn't quite the type of service I was expecting.
Told you not to fucking do that.
Anyway, yeah, Raymond will change.
Indeed.
Raymond will change into some more casual clothing, still immaculate, of course, and like Italian made. But
he's Raymond Shafter.
It's like a weird like I want to say English country jacket thing. Just made in Italy, so not at all English.
Are you preparing to give him the shaft?
Don't. Anyway, you all change into more casual clothes, except Jonah, I imagine, who just wears
Is
what he's
always
been
wearing
wearing.
casual clothes.
Yep.
Oh,
And has
we
been doing so for the last 3 weeks straight.
could
Yeah.
we should keep an eye out for a message from that tailor shop.
It's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a while.
Well, I'll just throw more money at it then.
No, I don't think that'll solve the problem.
It will solve.
That
That solves every problem.
that does not make it. Money does not make it go faster in this particular occasion. However, you are very welcome to try.
I mean,
Listen, how much money
They'll
do we
probably
have
take
between
your
all
money.
of us? Why don't we just straight up just buy the village?
I'm not that rich.
We're all rich, right?
Oh no, with
No.
just
No.
Raymond and
Father David.
Father David together,
somehow.
we can buy the village. No.
Yeah, but both Raymond and Father David together are worth like 2.5 million, I think.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
And then add in Dr. Celeste, and we get up to almost 3 million.
Jesus.
and
Yeah.
Just a
then
bunch of
adding
rich people.
Jonah to that actually takes away from the net worth because I think Jonah is probably in debt to someone.
Yep, absolutely. Anyway,
There's
You
a reason
goobers
he's not
start
going
heading off.
to Manchester again for a while.
Anyway, you goobers start heading into the village, I imagine. Does anyone invite Miguel?
Yes.
Of course.
Father David goes down in his nice sweater. Just asks Miguel if he'd like to go with them. He does
Miguel.
use the little app.
What now?
He does use like the little fucking app on the phone because he's still practicing Spanish.
Oh my God. Miguel gives him this look, as if to say, "Bless you for trying." And then he stands up and mumbles something a little too quickly for you to catch up on it, but that seems to be a yes, as he follows you to the village.
Does Father David sign his text messages?
Yes, it's usually with a Father David and then like the little colon and like a smiley face.
Oh, hello, Patty, who's not here.
Respectfully, Captain David Hall. Captain Raymond Hall. Oh, such a dumb
There
name.
you
No, Patty, she's disappeared. We must find her again.
Oh no,
She's
not
at home
again.
with a hangover.
That's what they all say.
Well, first things first. The most important thing is the dog there.
Yes, the
Good.
dog is absolutely there as you enter the pub.
Good. I don't
Hell
care about
yeah.
anything
Ooh,
else.
Sleeping-
Basker.
What?
That was his name. I
It's
took
Basker.
notes.
The dog's name is Basker.
Yeah. She just said that. So.
Ah, okay. My Discord is fucking up a little bit. I keep cutting in and out. The
Okay.
audio is really bad.
Fair enough.
I need my calculator.
Anyway.
Where's my calculator?
You enter the pub, and it's it's just as cozy as it was last time you went there. Although there are quite a bit less people in there
Okay. And what is the time?
as it is. It's well, I mean, it's still around 1-ish.
Okay.
Wait, then why are we going?
I would have assumed that we went around 5.
Do you have anything better to do?
Yes.
Explore the mansion.
Explore the mansion. Do my job and prepare material for prepare material for next month's lectures. All of
Right.
that.
No, Raymond just wants to be out of the mansion as much as possible. I think he's going a little bit stir crazy.
Raymond isn't done exploring the nearby countryside. So, Plus, he can do all his things from his fucking phone.
I mean, the nearby countryside is literally a stock image.
Well,
He tries to go
whose
explore
fault-
it by foot.
Whose fault is that?
He just conks into like a flat image of countryside. Like, oh,
Stinky, I will hurt you.
He'll just he'll just end up at a painted wall like in the Truman Show.
Yep.
I assume I get paid per.
Yeah, eventually. If you keep
Before-
going,
okay.
you'll see that.
Before Raymond's ordered hardware comes in, he can't really do much of his job. So, what else is there to do in the English countryside than getting shit-faced and eating steak?
explore the
Yes.
mansion.
Or wander around, look at the shops.
Well, I already did that. It's just that we I lost that recording.
Anyways.
Right.
Anyway,
So,
indeed.
so I presume since we don't leave for dinner at fucking 1, like psychopaths.
Well, no, we leave for lunch.
I mean, sometimes
just
I eat dinner
a,
at 8.
Late lunch.
We just, yeah, Carol just said earlier that we had eaten in the downtime.
Oh, that's better.
Fair enough.
Father
So do
David
you
had shared strawberries with LeBlanc.
It is true. Do you guys want to go back to the mansion?
I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Jonah still wants to find that cat.
Honestly,
Also-
so does Father David.
Also, Stinky, remember, you do still have recording equipment. It's just not, super high-end. You also have a cameraman. Literally hired to carry this recording equipment for you.
I mean, yeah, but it's literally just some small thing. I can't edit or upload it anyway yet.
I will
Didn't you bring a laptop?
No,
All right, then.
no, I literally.
chicken?
Well, perhaps you would like to...
You could always ask. You could always ask LeBlanc. Ask Professor LeBlanc. She probably has a bunch of recording equipment for her paranormal investigations.
Or alternatively, you could go to the second floor of the mansion that has an entire computer room.
That too.
Or I could just wait 2 days for the delivery thing.
Well, that's all up to you.
In fact,
How
it's more
long
like
has it
1
been?
day.
How long has it
It's
been?
been
since
2
we've been here?
days.
2 days.
This is still your second day.
Yeah. I ordered on the first day, so I probably paid a lot for extra fast shipping.
And probably since it's still like day 2.
It is.
I'm gonna spend the rest of the time getting a bunch of stuff out of the van. This is all of my camera equipment, recording equipment, everything that I have for paranormal investigations.
Very nice.
I'm gonna start moving some of that stuff up to the I guess up to my room.
That sounds about right.
So you just the van is yours now. You just usurped the van.
Well, did you want the van? I
No,
assumed
I'm
that
just-
the minivan. I
just
took the
ask-
mini. I said the minivan was mine.
Yeah, okay. It's
I need
fine.
it for all of my equipment.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And it's heavy, and this is those steel This is those steel crates that they use for expensive equipment.
You sure you don't want to help? Because I could send Miguel to help you.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
No, she's doing it all by herself right now. If somebody comes along, maybe, but
Hey,
she's used to nobody really helping her out with this.
Well,
so.
if I don't know about it, I obviously can't send Miguel to help you. So.
that is very true. Dr. Celeste did not tell anyone where she was going.
Oh, I feel like you're gonna say stuff like that often once spooky stuff starts to happen. You didn't tell
Suddenly-
anybody where you were going, so nobody can find you.
Suddenly, I'm just a pair of legs under the car now.
Anyway, as you start shifting the equipment out of your van, I would like you to roll a listen check.
Oh shit! Now I gotta remember what my stats are for everything.
Look up your
Just
sheet,
pull up
man.
the sheet.
Yeah.
No, my sheet is there. It was just not on the right thing because I had it in the notes section.
What?
I just had to scroll up a little. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Sorry.
I forget. We're rolling under. We roll
Yes,
under, right?
yes. Always
Yes,
under.
we roll under.
Got it.
You want it to be as low as possible.
Got it.
You look at your dice and you go, how low can you go?
Yep. Yay!
Ooh. Very nice. As you stand alone out in the garage, you hear the silence around you in an almost oppressive fashion. All at once it strikes you how very, very alone you are. You feel a little bit of a chill run down your spine. But who's to say if that isn't just because of this being a new place and you're not used to it? Either way, you're very alone, and you feel that as you start taking the equipment out of the van.
Maybe I forget what was the. We go up 1 point like every time we use the skill.
No.
Is that how it works?
No,
No.
you
No?
every time you successfully use a skill, you can roll at the end of the session to see if you can increase that skill by 1.
You roll a
God.
D10. I had to look that
I
up
don't
for
think we've been
Coops.
doing that.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
We did it last time.
Yep.
I think.
Okay.
At the end of the session, we'll sit down and we'll do it together. Don't worry. Just
Yeah.
remember to note in your sheets when you roll when you succeed a roll.
I am. I'm noting it in a little parentheses beside the skill.
Perfect.
Got it. I mean,
So-
I will zip up my jacket and shiver a bit, and then just continue taking stuff out of the car. Looking more and more forward to the pub time, to the pub crawl, I guess.
Not a pub crawl. We will not be getting drunk. Patty's been out for like an entire day.
Well,
It's
that's
true.
Patty's fault. Don't be such a lightweight.
Meanwhile, while Dr. Celeste is shifting stuff from her van to her room, what are the rest of you doing?
Father David is coming down the stairs after having changed.
So now Father David is wearing casual clothes?
Yeah, he's in a sweater.
A casual,
Sweater and jeans.
a casual priest
Sweater and
He
outfit.
is coming down and he is going to try and see if
Listen,
Jonah... If Jonah
Listen.
and... What?
No, sorry.
That's alright. See if Jonah and Dr. Celeste would like to continue to look for the cat.
Jonah
pet.
is 100% down.
Jonah in the background, I would like one cat, please.
Also, Coops, would you like someone to control Father David for you?
Like one cat.
No, I got... Oop. Oh no. God
Hey-
damn it.
It
Hey,
doesn't
chicken.
sound like you got this. Yeah?
He...
Is that a rock?
Where?
Right
Yeah.
there.
Hang
Where are
on,
you?
I don't know where you're at.
Sorry.
Oh, the rock
Yes.
north of the garage.
That
Okay.
is a rock. It's there to prevent people from driving through the garage and out that way.
Got it. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me.
If...
And that's
My
a better color.
If I don't do something with my computer and the, kind of like lets the screen go black for a sec, and I go back to Roll20, it won't let me do anything on Roll20, so I have to reload a couple of times.
Darling, you need a new computer.
You need a new laptop.
We say this every time. I know. I know.
I can handle moving Father David if you want.
Anyway.
Oh, I trust
Do you?
Carol more.
Wow.
That's a bad idea.
Wow.
I'll move Father David around.
Every time you yahoos want to move Father David around, you end up doing some F shit with him, like turning him upside down and stuff.
No, that's
is
just
true.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's always just Mitch.
No, Zeffy did it too.
Well, I didn't.
Listen,
I was always
listen.
nice.
listen. I only do it after Mitch does it because I want to join in on the fun. I don't like being left out.
I'm just a bad influence on
You
Zeffy.
are.
In German, we call
Anyway.
it in German we call it a Mitläufer.
Please move Father David. Yes, he will go and talk to Jonah, and then I presume they will look for LeBlanc and be incapable of finding her.
Indeed. You do not know where she went, as she did not tell anyone. So, time to start looking.
I thought we were looking for the cat.
We can look
Yes,
for
but
both.
Father David... Yeah.
Well, I expected her to be around here somewhere. My mistake. Well, I
Let's
suppose we
see.
can look for two things at once.
Yeah, easy enough.
Well, shall we?
Jonah is going to think for a minute and then choose a random direction.
Yeah!
And Father David
That's
will
how to do
follow.
it.
While I furiously try to revive Roll20.
Jonah is going to knock on this door.
He knocks on the door and there is no response.
I just
Alright, he's
realized.
going to open it up and look in.
I just realized that Miguel is spending his time at the small TV instead of the big one.
Yes. Where there is more likelihood that he will be left alone. Anyway,
enough.
Jonah enters the big TV room. It's nice and bright and very empty.
Not here. We'll knock on this door now.
Should
He
we
hears
do
Nah.
he hears the telltale sound of the TV being on in this room.
I will go ahead and open the door. Probably see Miguel.
Yep.
You're not
Back
a
you fucks.
You're not a cat. At least again.
And heck, what was Zeph's character's name? Oh, Dr. LeBlanc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have you seen Dr. LeBlanc? You can't find her anywhere.
Miguel gives a little bit of a shrug. And then he seems to think for a moment, and then he jabs a thumb in the direction of the garage.
Oh, thank you very kindly.
Oh, yeah, thanks, man.
Who let the owl in?
And it comes out again. Just,
And, I presume Jonah starts to go in the way of the garage, and Father David starts to follow him, but pauses, swiveling back on his foot. Oh, Miguel, by
Si,
chance,
senor.
would you like to go to the pub with us later tonight?
¿Por qué no? Gracias, señor. Sí.
De nada.
With that, Miguel gives Father David just the smallest, slightly patronizing smile, but
At least you're trying.
Yeah, you're trying, and Miguel can feel that, and honestly, he appreciates it.
That's
Thank
more
you
than
for
Raymond
your
has ever
attempt.
done.
Thank you for your attempts.
Thank you for
You
your
poor-
attempt.
Poor Irish motherfucker.
An attempt was made, and we recognized that in this household.
And then he quickly hops on after Jonah.
And then into the garage.
I just realized that my portrait makes me look like I'm wearing a very tiny queen's crown.
It does. It's
Yeah.
adorable.
Where is it? Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It gets me every single time I look at the icon.
Perfect.
You probably hear some rummaging from the back of the minivan.
You do indeed. As you enter the garage, you get greeted with a gust of cool air straight to the face, and the sound of rummaging around the van.
Dr. LeBlanc?
I know I put that camera around here somewhere.
Dr. LeBlanc?
Where did I put that box? Yes?
Oh, there you are. I've been
out
looking
from
high
behind
and
the
low
van.
for you.
Oh,
Yeah, we're kind of
Sorry,
looking
should
for that cat again if you want to help.
oh, sorry. I was using the time to move some of the
One
stuff.
pack.
I was using some of the time to move some of my stuff from the van to my room.
Well now. Would you like some help? Before, we were going to invite you to go and look for that cat.
I mean, if you want to, it's fine. Some of this equipment is very heavy. And
It'd be no problem.
once you come around the back of the minivan, you'll see that it's still got some of the heavier, like big, thick steel protective
Big
cases for some of the equipment.
Big thick.
Big thick.
It's a big,
Big thick.
big thing.
Yes.
That's what we,
the big
that's what we
thick.
like. That's what we like about Miguel. Big thick.
Quit that.
Thick and,
And Father,
thick and girthy.
Father David walks over. And he looks down. Reaches down to pick up the case. He lifts up. I don't. How do
Yeah,
you
Jonah
think
will
that
help
go?
as well.
I mean, these cases are probably somewhere between like the heavier ones are probably somewhere between like 50 to 60 pounds. And there's only like one or two of those.
I mean, it depends.
fair.
Depends on their strength. But they're both young.
It does. They're both
Jonah's a
young
strong
and
boy.
feisty, full of muscles and life. They shall do nicely.
I would say
I
whichever
think
one of
12
you
is like above average, right?
I would say whichever one of you is the strongest, probably take the heavier cases. I mean, I've got 11, so
Yeah, that's slightly above average. So.
Dr. Celeste LeBlanc works out.
Yeah. Gotta work out, otherwise you can't carry all that equipment.
Got that secretly underneath her jackets. She's swole as fuck.
Just ripped.
Just six pack.
She could actually lift most of the men in the house.
Shredded.
Could
Oh, yeah, she's fucking
could toss
swole.
Raymond about 20 feet.
Pinocchio, stop falling down. Bad boy.
Ba-ba-ba.
I will hand Jonah some of the heavier cases.
He might struggle a little bit, but he has this.
Why would you give some of the heavier cases to the young boy?
Because
No, I got
because he's
it.
young, spry, and looks like he's probably the strongest out of all of us.
He's a musician. He has to take care of his hands.
Yep.
I got it.
Meanwhile, for the priest, he's used to carrying the burden of sin.
Yes, all the time. It's uncomfortable, but he's
Constantly.
managed all these years. So, they pick up the various heavy bags that Dr. Celeste has, and I presume they kind of help her take them to their. They help her take them to her room. There we go. English.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
You
Yes.
shift them all upstairs.
Raymond has poured himself a.
That's a staircase down.
All right.
Oh, I thought it was the staircase up.
Nope. Sorry. Meanwhile, Raymond has poured himself.
Raymond has poured himself a rather large glass of cognac and decided to take a stroll through the garden because A, the weather is nice. B, he hasn't done so. He doesn't know what the garden even looks like.
Exactly.
So he's
It
he's just out there I did say cognac. No, I mean sherry. He bought sherry, not cognac.
Of course.
No, a big sherry glass, and he's just out there enjoying the weather, not really caring that much that his impeccable shoes are getting dirty. Okay, he cares a lot about that, actually.
And it becomes increasingly annoying as the ground underneath his impeccable shoes is rather muddy.
Yeah, he's trying his best to stay off the mud, which is difficult since apparently the whole garden is mud.
Yep. You betcha.
He's trying his best to enjoy his drink and the nice weather, even if he can't enjoy the ground.
I'm surprised he's not in the sunroom.
Enjoy the ground.
Well, no, he knows the sunroom. He wants to enjoy like the outdoors, you know,
I see.
because he's getting a bit cooped, like
Stir crazy.
a tiny bit. It's a new place. His stuff hasn't arrived. It's
We're gonna go here.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go through here.
He's basically crippled.
yeah. Plus, there's nothing. Like he can't do his sport here. He can't do his training. There's no pool. There's no. What did you? There's no boxing club. No squash court.
I mean, there is the lake. You could go swimming in the lake.
That sounds like a terrifying idea.
Any lake can be a pool if you're brave enough.
You just gotta contend with all the fishes.
No, I don't.
Yep.
I don't.
And the corpses at the
No,
bottom.
I don't want to swim
Yeah,
in the
can't
lake.
forget those.
No, I don't
And
want
all
to.
the frogs and the leeches.
No, thank you. I don't like the water. Fishes have sex in it. Anyway.
Fishes fucking it.
Anyway. So Raymond will do his best to just go around without getting, well, too much mud on his shoes, even though I'm a bit too late for that now. Let's see. I'll eventually arrive at the ballroom. Let's look inside.
Indeed.
How does it look from outside?
Oh, it looks splendid. It is a huge domed roof, where the entire roof is made out of panes of glass. It's a little bit like the Winter Garden, but you know, just without plants. There's also a resplendent chandelier hanging down from which you can see reflecting sunlight in little rainbow patterns all over the floor from the outside.
Very nice. He will make a couple pictures with his phone and make a mental note to get some more B-roll footage from this place later.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably at sunrise. Actually, no. This goes towards the east. It's fine. Sunrise is fine.
Indeed. So he
Also-
takes pictures with his phone, does he?
Yeah, a couple, just to like get the composition right and for later.
Nice, nice.
Can we move Father David?
Also,
Oh, where is he?
No.
Where are you?
Up there. He's still in
no.
the room previous to the
Yeah.
hallway. There we
Jesus. You got eaten.
You got Jotun.
also, what's with those statues? What are they?
Those are two lions sitting guard by either side of the garden doors of the ballroom.
It's very
go.
interesting.
Oh, is that doors? Is that a door area right here?
It is a door area. I just kind of forgot to put it in.
That's
Oh,
fine. It's probably a glass door, nicely hidden.
I
It
thought
is.
it might have been just kind of like a first level balcony with like a railing.
Well, Raymond has quite a bit of a passion for history, so he will like look at those lions a bit more. Is there like an inscription or something?
No inscription, but they do seem to be of the kind that almost like they're kind of the stereotypical corny lion statue that all rich people bought at some point in their lives.
Well, sometimes they get bored so they can protect the mansion against, intruders and stuff in a symbolic way.
Very true. However, you can discern from the way these are facing the garden and not, the village. These are purely for display. You can almost imagine young lovers playing hide and seek behind these statues, just standing just outside of the ballroom with the music wafting out from inside.
Raymond lets out
Summer night.
Raymond lets out a soft sigh and just goes, well, the McMansion aesthetic has reached England too. Shame. He will touch one of the lions at the head. Shame, old chap. You could have been something. And he will continue on to solid ground, away from the mud.
Away from the mud, you step onto the nice little columned walkway. You imagine the stone underneath your shoes is actually rather nice and warm in this weather, as it is balmy. One of those rare sunny days in England.
I mean, Raymond comes from New England, so, about the same fucking weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's different, but the same.
Raymond will try and clean some mud off his shoes so he doesn't, carry it all over the place. Because that's kind of a dick thing to do.
It is indeed.
We'll also make a mental note on trying to buy some sturdier shoes. For garden purposes, yes. I almost said work, which is no, that's not gonna happen.
It's not like he's
Work,
gonna do
Raymond
that.
Shafter. That's priceless.
Gardening work for Raymond is telling Miguel where to plant the flowers and then leaving.
Yep.
Miguel, just sighing softly.
Be right back.
At least this is what I wanted to do.
Let's see.
Sigh softly, no.
This is just a solid wall, I suppose. No windows,
Yes.
no nothing.
No windows. Just a solid wall. There's some ivy climbing up the wall, creating a rather nice aesthetic as you walk through the columned hall.
It's just I'm a bit confused by the supposed purpose of this patio.
Back.
Because apparently no one's using it for anything, which is a shame.
No one,
Wait,
no one's using it for anything, and it
We'll find
appears
a use
that
for it.
the only thing it's really there for is, well, leading down into the basement.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame that he has no interest in architecture, because this would have been interesting to research a bit. Oh well. No, he's just useless patio happens. The McMansion thing again.
Yep.
I've calculated my monthly income now, based on my yearly income.
Very good.
He will brave the mud
Alright.
again, and then go over here, because again he wasn't here before.
The path from the patio to the actual patio is surprisingly dry, considering it's right next to the lake.
Good.
You see the doors leading inside, glass doors.
Yeah.
The two deck chairs, and the little table.
The deck chairs, are they as cheap and plasticky as they look?
Yes, they are. Very much a recent addition.
Raymond will not even try to hide his disdain, which is immense. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't sit in there for all the money in the world.
And I have that.
And I have the money in the world. there more to the garden? Not just a lake and the winter garden.
There is more to the garden.
Oh.
Beyond the lake, there is a small forested area. You can see that some hedges have been planted, and just inside of those hedges you can spot some flower beds. It appears that there are some overgrown roses, some dandelions, a little bit of a strange spattering, both of high-end flowers as well as just naturally planted ones.
Oh,
It appears it's in a little bit of disrepair.
some dandelions.
Yep, some dandelions.
Delicious.
And next to this small flower garden, you spot a small extra building.
Raymond will go over to the flower garden because it looks like a nice picture opportunity.
Oh, he finds that it is a wonderful picture opportunity.
Oh, delightful.
The flower garden is just as unkempt and dilapidated as you would want a ghost flower garden, a ghost mansion flower garden to be. It appears that the gardening staff hasn't been on ground for quite some time, which leaves the entire place overgrown, but in the most aesthetically pleasing way, almost as if it was planned.
Very nice. It seems like the perfect spot for some impromptu interviews later.
Oh, indeed. Especially if you can demoss that old, those old garden chairs that you spot there.
So about that.
As opposed to the. Go ahead.
About that shack.
You find that it is not a shack. It is an extra building made out of stone. It seems rather sturdy, actually, and as you step closer, you notice that it is a chapel. A small private chapel.
Oh. Well, that's not unheard of.
Tell the priest.
What's the, can I tell, like, what's the word?
How old it is?
No, the
Style of architecture?
the kind
or
of religion?
Christianity.
Yeah, but like which part of
sect?
it?
Denomination?
Denomination, thank you. Yes, can I tell which denomination of Christianity it is? Or is it just...
It's a little bit hard to say, especially because it's a very anonymous-looking chapel.
Oh, so just a
But
one-size-fits-all church.
It's a little bit of that, yes, but you would say that since this is a small private chapel, and you are kind of to the north, it's probably a Catholic chapel.
Huh. Curious. Well, Raymond still has his sherry glass in hand, so... He's not gonna, like, do some breaking and entering shit, but he will try the door.
He tries the door and finds it binding. Not locked, but you definitely need a little bit of shoulder oomph to get that up.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that. not with these clothes.
Not with this sherry.
But good. That's a nice thing to find out for later. Wonderful.
I would also like for you to roll a spot hidden check.
Spot hidden. I make it.
You notice that the mud and ground around the chapel is more muddy than elsewhere. It appears that this place is quite frequently frequented.
I mean, I suppose that's fair. It's a church after all.
It's a small private church. It would have to be frequented by the inhabitants of the mansion.
Well, if I look around, like, the whole area of the mansion, how easily reachable is that church from outside?
Well, you'd have to into the mansion, go through it, and out the other side to reach that little chapel.
Really, you can't just go, like, over a wall or something?
Over what?
Over a wall or something? A hedge?
Well, you don't really know the specific. You don't really know if the entire area, if the entire grounds of the mansion are walled in. But you did notice that there was a rather sturdy-looking iron gate when you entered, and you presume that it goes all the way around, and where it doesn't, there's very, very thick forest.
I mean, right now, Raymond is thinking probably some kids.
A very fair thought.
Because, I mean, it doesn't seem likely that there's a whole congregation just going to that church every Sunday.
It really, really does not.
Although, maybe Father David can do something about that.
You'd have to tell him about it first.
I'll just scream. I scream.
Scream.
Father David! Father
You have a
David!
cell phone!
I will scream in the cell phone. Father David! No. First of all,
Yeah, not even calling or anything.
Soft
You're just
owl
taking
sounds.
your cell phone out of your pocket and yelling into it.
Listen,
Yep.
listen. You know how to reach Father David. It's his mating call. Whoo.
Siri.
We're gonna find that cat
No, that's just
and
how
that owl.
Look, that's just how he. It's just how he talks to his assistant. Just Siri, call Father David.
Hang on, I need some water to drink.
Okay.
My brain is hurting a little bit.
Fine, I'll just stare at the church.
As for the rest of us, I think we're gonna go up the spiral staircase because I think it's the quickest way to get to my room.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how this house layout works.
Hey, I'm not done staring at the church.
Well, continue staring at the church.
I will. Ow.
And then once we're finished with that, then once you finally reach Father David, I can bring some of my more professional equipment. And we can investigate the church.
There we go, I'm back.
All right. We can almost go back to Zeppi, but
It's okay.
okay. Like I said, Raymond still has his drink in hand, barely half empty, because he's a slow drinker. He's trying to enjoy it.
Exactly.
He will make a few pictures of the church, like the door and the presumably the cross above it.
Oh, yes.
Are there any signs, any inscriptions anywhere?
There is one Latin inscription above the door.
Okay.
It simply appears to be a Bible quote to you, though.
I was kind of
They
hoping
can
for.
use the Latin skill.
I was kind of hoping for a church name, but it may not have one.
I mean,
It's
we do have 2 Catholic kids here.
Stinky. It's a small private chapel.
Wait, who's the
This-
other Catholic?
There's by small I mean the size of a tool shed.
Oh, that is very small.
It's
I-
not like a big thing where you can congregate. This was meant for just the family.
Oh, okay. So it's more like mausoleum sized.
Exactly.
Okay,
I mean,
fair
obviously,
enough.
It's
obviously there's Father David.
It's a little bigger than a mausoleum, but still, just to
Alright.
get things clear.
Okay, that's
Like it's not a church; it's literally just a chapel.
okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's small.
It's small.
Yeah, so I will make a picture and just. Fuck it, I can be lazy one day. I'm gonna just send it over to Father David.
Nice.
In fact, I will make a picture of the encryption too and just send Father David. Could you translate that for me? Much appreciated.
Father David presumably gets a text.
He does indeed.
I'm just standing at the bottom of the I'm just standing at the door to the staircase, waiting on Jonah and Father
Oh
David.
right, I'm interrupting them moving things.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's so much better.
In. I go.
So much better.
Oh, you're moving yourself.
Yeah, I'm back
Aren't
in,
we
baby.
fancy?
He, yes, I'm very fancy. He pauses, and you hear the very trademark, "Ooh," as he sits down.
Is that your message tone too?
A dawn owl again, Jonah.
Hold on a second. It seems I've gotten a message. Oh, it's Raymond.
It's a darn owl again, Jonah. Keep hearing it everywhere.
You're getting infected by the Irish again. He looks at the text to see it. Kind of squints. He narrows his eyes at it. He holds his phone really close to his face for a moment.
Because
that's how you zoom in.
Yep.
Yeah,
The resolution of your phone isn't very good, and your technology isn't very good either. Well, actually, what is your rank in library use computers?
Library use. It's I got a value of 35.
Well, if you want to roll to know how you zoom on your phone.
No, it doesn't matter.
Maybe you can Google it.
And you could also ask one of us.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, so roll 1d100. Not for tech. Not for the phone thing. Oh yay! So I can translate the Latin.
Oh yes, with ease. Let's see, just a
You can
moment.
probably recite most of the
Bible?
in Latin.
Oh yeah, real quick before he sends a response back to Raymond, he just sends this.
Oh,
He sends that back to Raymond as a response to get a message from him. This is the colon and the capitalized O.
Raymond is far too sophisticated to use emojis or some such. Or at least he says so. It's actually because he doesn't know how they work on a BlackBerry.
yeah.
So yeah, what's the translation?
You'll have to give me a small second here.
Moritori no molus mori. We who are about to die don't want to. Still a good motto.
The inscription says Propter Gaudium Felicitatem, which translates as joy through prosperity.
Let's see.
Ah, so they were materialistic.
Well, they were rich.
How very unlike Catholic. Well, actually, no, that's not unlike Catholics.
Heckin' Catholics.
Where did you find this? Well, suppose money does. Suppose money does make you happy.
It's just every time he goes, oh, it just goes around to everybody. Everybody just goes, oh.
Just
It's
randomly.
infectious.
No one knows why. It's just suddenly, oh, Father McDougal.
Yep.
It's Father McDougal going, oh, and then everybody
Now
just
the
going,
creepy,
"Oh."
now the creepy shit starts when all of you are in a room together, going oh, and suddenly you hear from the doorway oh.
Father David opens the door. Another
And
Father
there's
David.
nothing.
No, wait, he opens the door, there's nothing. just a little colon and capitalized O.
It's floating in the air. made out of just a colon and a capitalized O.
Did anybody else
ghost-
hear that?
The ghosts have learned to text.
The ghosts have learned to text like Father McDougal. Make them stop.
Oh no. I'm wondering if you don't want to just say
Yeah.
what you're writing.
But we're texting and it's realistic.
No,
But
well,
it doesn't make for very good
It
Like
videos.
would break
I
my
said-
immersion
Well,
otherwise.
Father David said, "Oh, goodness, where'd you find this?" Also, the inscription reads, "Joy through prosperity." Woo. And Raymond,
There's not that many who's.
texted back, "Not 500 meters from the winter garden on the
Stop
other side
that.
of the poon." Also, bring Miguel with you if you wouldn't mind. Woo.
Oh. Oh, well. Goodness.
Say
It looks
again.
like Mr. Shafter found a chapel up to the north of the manor. Also, after we bring your bags up to your room, Dr. LeBlanc, Miguel, Mr. Shafter would like you to come with us.
Oh,
Si, senor.
Yes.
guess we're gonna mess around and explore an abandoned church now.
Well,
After finding spooky statues in the basement.
it's like the size of a tool shed, apparently. So at least we won't get lost.
Sorry, I had to take my headphones off for a second so I could pull my hair back. Did Father David say anything to us about the church?
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's what.
It's okay. Zeffy was not listening because Zeffy had the headphones off. So there's an explanation.
There's an explanation this time.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't apologize. It's fine. We get it.
Okay, really it is.
Eh. Ooh. Ooh. Looks like we're gonna have to go and find. Just wait. Everybody starts to hoot around him, and he blinks. Are you making fun of me?
Aww.
No.
No,
Let you know that that's
we're
right in front of
laughing with you.
No, that's when they all look at him and go, "Who?"
Oh, now you're just being cheeky. you all, the entire lot of you. Hurry up.
Oh, who is?
Oh. One finger in
I'm
the air.
sorry, you make it so easy.
What am I making easy? He just picks up the bag. Oh, we're going upstairs.
No, Father David.
What?
The three of you.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's all right. I'm not mad. Just disappointed. No. I'm not
No,
mad.
that's
I just
I finally will be able to use my Spanish skill.
Yes.
Finally.
It's so low.
This is just a shelf, right? I'm assuming.
It's a bureau.
Oh, what is this right here? Oh, is that just a van and just a
Yep.
dresser? Okay.
Dresser with a vanity.
If you just want to set the equipment down right about here, that should be perfectly fine. I will do all the necessary setup later.
very well then.
I might move them into the side room. I'm not entirely certain right now.
Well,
No,
from what I
that
know, it's not like
giant
anybody
common-
else.
Setting down the shit you gave me.
That giant common room that you just claimed
I just
for
claimed
your
as
own
my
work.
just like my office now.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but I'm very excited about that chapel.
I would like
He
to come
he
over.
bounces a little bit on the balls of his feet because he's so jazzed. Could say I'm more jazzed.
Jonah, if you could open that Actually, Father David, I believe you have the crate. If you want to open that case right there and take out the equipment that is in there, and there should be an EMF reader in there, along with some other stuff. The EMF reader is mostly what I'm looking for, Father McDougal.
Well then, I don't rightly know. He opens it up. He peeks inside. Is there various things, or is there just one thing?
It should be. Basically, it's expensive looking equipment packed, like with that, like the case.
Yeah, with that.
The case
I
type
know what.
styrofoam. Yeah. So it should be that one should be like cameras. That case that you had should be cameras, EMF readers, tripods, that sort of thing.
He looks back at you with this downright worried look. Dr. LeBlanc, what's an EMF reader?
Oh, sorry. And she'll remove the EMF reader from the case. It would be this. It reads electromagnetic signals in the air, and basically, it's for ghost hunting.
Oh,
Oh,
would you be
right, you're one
hunting
of
ghosts?
those people. Right.
Well, I'm not sure how many ghosts you'll be finding around here, but here you go.
Yeah,
Appreciate
let
it.
me know if you find anything.
Appreciate it. And she will begin showing Father McDougal how to work the EMF reader.
Oh, I don't think. Well, if you insist.
It's actually pretty simple, Father. All you have to know is all you have to do, basically, really, it will only matter when it reaches this point and makes a loud noise.
Oh, a loud noise?
It immediately
Wouldn't that be
starts making
startling
a
the
loud
ghost?
noise.
Like this. And I will take an obvious piece of electrical equipment that's turned on. Like I'll take like a cell phone or something and put the EMF reader next to it and show it going off.
It goes off and sounds like an entire nest full of little baby birds.
Oh, well, that
Yeah,
just
it is
sounds
pretty
like a
loud.
bunch of baby birds. Isn't that sweet?
That's
Oh my
all
God.
you really. That is the main purpose of this, is to basically find
To make bird sounds?
electromagnetic signals.
What? Are you planning on looking for birds too? Well, I also like to watch birds. Trying
That
to
is so
connect.
precious.
You are so
He's
fucking
trying.
wholesome.
He's trying so hard to connect.
So fucking wholesome.
It's what lets us know that we might have a ghost presence in our midst.
Oh.
So you have
Well.
ghosts in whatever that was? Jonah here completely not getting it.
Does that mean you got ghosts in your phone?
No. No. Electrical equipment can give off. Some electrical equipment can give off electromagnetic fields, but usually not enough to set it off in as much as a ghost would.
I see.
Yes, it's set to go off at certain frequencies. Yes.
Would Jonah like to roll like a perception roll quick?
Sure.
Oh my god, yes.
For listen or...
Just to see what's going on in David McDougal's head.
I would like to
The
use
hamster in a
I would
wheel.
like to use psychology on that one.
Go ahead. So is that what is your
my
score?
psychology skill is only like 15. Oof. So, not passing that.
But
Would it
what's
be
your
a
spot
psychology
hidden?
or more just like a spot? Yeah, like a spot hidden.
Oh, in that case, I would pass that.
All right. What do you got, Zeffy?
Remember to mark that
Nothing.
off.
I'm completely missing that you are out of your element.
She's talking, and Father McDougal is like nodding. I'm like, oh yes, yes. And Jonah can see clear as fucking crystal that there is just this little ragged hamster running around on a wheel in that noggin, just desperate, out of breath. Like, what's going on?
Perhaps I'll take the EMF reader, Father.
Yes, of course. How about we head down and get Mr. Miguel so we can go and meet up with Mr. Shafter. And check out that nifty, diffty looking chapel.
I forget. Did Father McDougal? I forget. Did you ever say that the chapel was like locked by anything or not?
No, it wasn't locked.
Okay.
Raymond just didn't want to open it because it would require effort.
Yep.
And he had a glass of sherry.
Yep.
Got it. I'm going to take a small case. I am going to take a different case with me that has various tools like screwdrivers and bolt cutters.
Yeah.
And this is for getting into places that I probably shouldn't be.
Well, that looks ominous.
All at once, everybody was a little more scared of Dr. Celeste LeBlanc.
Not me. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a
Anyway.
nice mosey on.
And I'll grab one of the flashlights from like one of the heavy duty flashlights from the other case, just in case.
You three make your way down to the first floor gate.
Yep.
And out into the garden,
Oh.
where you stroll across the rather soggy lawn outside. And you quite easily spot the little chapel that Raymond was talking about.
His eyes just fucking... Father McDougal's eyes just light up. Like, zink!
Oh, chicken! I also brought one of the professional cameras with
Oh,
me
good.
as well.
Very good.
Oh, Charlie,
is-
look at that.
Wait a
Miguel is
moment.
following you and low-key expecting to be the one to have to carry and operate the camera.
Okay, wait a moment. The moment I see Miguel, let me just see. Do I make my Spanish roll? No, I don't.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, let's see. Miguel. La puerta necesita ser movida de nosotros. Muy bien. Okay, that basically was the door needs to be removed from us. Very good.
Nice.
Si, senor. Miguel goes over and looks at the door. Looks up at it. Looks down at it. Tries the handle. Looks over at Raymond with a really kind of expression. Then he just leans in slightly and gives it a bump with his shoulder and it swings open easily.
Raymond, of course, not knowing that his Spanish is terrible, just raises his glass a bit to say basically thank you. By the way,
I
he
am
doesn't
taking-
he doesn't say thank you because he thinks he already did in his terribly translated Spanish.
Exactly.
I'll take a picture of the outside of the chapel and on some of the more interesting aspects of the architecture before moving in.
Yes.
Yes.
Like the, I guess like the Latin above the door.
Raymond will
Jonah, looking at it, is thinking, damn, this would be a cool place to shoot a music video. I should do that sooner or later.
Isn't it a bit small for
And
that?
not only is it would it be a cool place to shoot a music video, it would also possibly be a cool place to just jam out as you step inside. The acoustics are wonderful. Very echoey, but that is to be expected in such a small place. But it is a very, very good sound. Just
would you please
talking
eat
makes
me?
your voices sound just a little bit ethereal.
Would you please eat me? Because everybody seemed to have moved without me.
Father David just outside, jumping from one leg to the other. Let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in. Let me in.
There you
Please
go.
eat me.
Yeet,
So
please,
that's what the kids.
please yeet
Yeet,
me
yeet.
inside.
Yeet.
Well, Raymond will, of course, let Father David go in first.
Of course.
Thank you very much, Miguel, for opening the door.
Much, much, much.
I'll hand
Oh,
Father David the flashlight just in case he needs it.
I thank you. Thank you as well, Dr. LeBlanc. And he flicks on the flashlight and he walks inside. With all the
Luckily,
gusto of a
it's-
priest.
The power of
Luckily-
Christ compels you.
Luckily, it's not dark enough to require a flashlight in there. The windows are quite large, and even though they are unwashed and some of them have ivy growing over them from the outside, they let in a very aesthetically pleasing amount of light. There are little dust motes flying around in it, and it seems like a place of tranquility. And Father David would know, would be able to recognize a scent in there. A scent of freshly lit and extinguished candles. It appears that someone lights candles in here.
Ooh. Seems like somebody was in here lighting candles.
Little echoing.
Does anybody who?
Echoing who? Is there an owl in there?
I now that I know that Father McDougal is onto us, I will refrain from hooing.
Well, Raymond
Luckily,
doesn't
no
know.
one can hear me. I'm not diegetically there, so I can whoo all I like.
Raymond
I
also
feel
doesn't.
like I'm being mocked somewhere. Is somebody in there?
Could have sworn I heard something.
Must be a trick.
Damn owl.
Must be a trick of the
He looks up.
light.
Something like that.
Well, I don't see no owl. So I don't suppose there might... Well, it doesn't look like there is one in here either. But from the smell of this place, I can tell you that people come here.
Nice. I have a question.
People. Go ahead.
Does the architecture look like it matches anything that would normally have been around for this, I guess, close to, like, I guess when the village was founded or anywhere leading up to that?
Yeah,
And
go
matching
ahead
the
and-
surrounding architecture of this area.
Go ahead and roll any applicable skill that you might want. I suggest spot hidden.
I might be able to help you with that, but
Okay.
first things, when Father David says, "Ooh, people were in here," Raymond just says, "You've done it again, Poirot."
I was gonna say, because I can
Just a moment.
That'd be either history or I could use archaeology.
Probably history.
Yeah. Or spot hidden.
Oh, one of those, yeah.
One of these
When,
days, I will remember to bring my notes before we start the session.
When Raymond makes the comment, he just looks around like, ooh, what?
Nothing, Padre. Nothing. What else is in there? And he tries to light a bit with his phone.
Oh, no.
There's a decent amount of light in
whatsoever.
there.
No problem whatsoever.
What else is in there? Right. Dr. Celeste had a success.
Yes.
Perfect. As Dr. Celeste LeBlanc looks around, there's a jaunty little tune going on in the background.
Ooh,
Raymond
sorry.
has to take his pills, apparently.
Alright. As Dr. Celeste LeBlanc looks around, her gaze glides over the pews, the little altar at the end, the still smoking wicks of some of the candles, and then the floor, where she sees a large stone with writing in it.
I will go. First, I'll take a picture of the stone from a distance, then I'll go and check it out.
You crouch down and check out the stone. The chiseled writing in it is very, very old and faded from having been walked upon many, many times. But you can just make out two things. one number and a name.
A number
Lady.
and a name?
And the name is Lady Constance Fellfayre. 1833.
Shoop. Give me a second. Let me check through my notes.
It's not a gravestone, is it?
Well, that's what I'm about to ask, but I was checking through my notes real quick just to make sure. Oh! Is it a gravestone or no? Or is it like it's crypt stone? Like, I guess, like a crypt headstone.
It's a crypt headstone.
Ah.
It was very common in olden days to be buried inside these tiny private
Mausoleum.
chapels.
Well,
I was
yeah,
gonna say mausoleum. So is
Oh.
this less of a chapel and
Neat.
more of a mausoleum?
It's a mix of both.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to be buried with the common rebel, right?
Well, Father McDougal, I believe we just stumbled upon the family mausoleum.
Well, most of the time, mausoleums don't really look like chapels like this.
Well, it's a bit of a odd combination of both a mausoleum and a chapel.
Also, you will notice that when Father David McDougal whenever he crosses the center of the church, he crosses himself.
Well, of course.
Nice.
Of course.
That must
That's what
get
you're supposed to do.
tiring quickly.
This would be the headstone of Lady Constance Fellfayre.
Yeah.
One of the founders of the house. The wife of the founder of the house.
Yeah.
When
God rest
original-
her soul. Dr. LeBlanc, do not tell him that it's not resting.
Wait, what's resting?
Her soul.
Her soul.
He said, God rest her soul.
We'll see about that as he gets the meter on.
God fucking damn it.
I wonder who was in here recently, seeing as the candles were still smoking.
As far I know, it wasn't me.
Well, yes, I know it wasn't you. And I know it wasn't Jonah.
Perhaps some children playing around.
Well,
I mean, Patty's the only person we haven't really seen hide nor hair of.
well,
Yeah, good point, actually.
We don't.
he sends a message to Patty. But since Connor's not here,
Hey, Patty, did you go into the small
They're
church and
probably
disturb the
asleep.
dead?
I think she's still asleep.
Man, what is her sleep schedule like?
Well, she did come from the Americas, didn't she? Probably some
Sure.
terrible jet lag.
My curiosity is really killing me here, and I really want to open that. I really want to open the
No,
grave.
we will not. We will not disturb the dead.
This is
Yet.
And this is honestly, honestly, if you looked closely enough, you might be able to tell that Dr. LeBlanc is also kind of very intrigued and really wants to open that
Just-
crypt. Really wants to open the crypt
All
just
right.
to find out.
All right. 1D100. Let's see.
I'm gonna put it at like a.
not.
I'm gonna put it at not hard to find out.
Oh, in that case, Father David stops, just dead, and holds his finger out to LeBlanc. Don't you even dare.
Sorry. Curiosity.
Don't you even
again.
think about that. He's giving you the sternest look you've seen on this soft man's face. Even then, it's more like a young father. Like, you better not.
Not even a quick peek.
Of course not! We will not be desecrating graves.
Yeah, like, seriously.
Hey.
Like, not even even I don't think that's cool.
We leave the dead where they rest. In
I have a
peace.
question.
What's your question?
Dr. Celeste LeBlanc, did you turn on the EMF reader?
Yes, if I have it, I would have. But if I kind of like stuck it in a pocket somewhere to where it just like offhand, if it goes off at a certain level, I would check it. But other than that, no. Or
Nice.
other than that,
You have it on. Is the
yes, yes,
you have it
is-
on? You're done.
is
You
on.
have it on.
Yes, it is on.
As Father David talks, you hear from your pocket.
Oh, is there a baby bird?
No, Father McDougal, that's the EMF reader.
Oh, well,
Oh shit, we got ghosts?
well. I wonder if it might be the spirit of her guardian angel.
It's
Hmm.
very possible.
As you fish the EMF reader out of your pocket and check it, it has sadly gone dark again. But there's no denying it. It did give off a little bit of a spark.
It's probably just some electrical interference from the mansion itself. Wouldn't worry about it.
It's usually programmed to ignore such interference.
Really?
Sometimes extra interference can set it off, but it's usually programmed to ignore
Sorry.
normal outside interference.
Raymond very obviously does not believe in the value of the ghostometer.
Just then, Raymond gets a call.
He jump starts a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Just and then, yeah, jumps a tiny bit, then and takes the call. Raymond Shafter.
Ah, Mr. Shafter. This is... I don't remember her name, but it's Taylor calling you.
Oh,
With a small update
her name is
on-
Madame Viola.
Thank you. This is Madame
Right.
Viola. I merely wish to give you a small update upon the process of the suit that you are having created.
Oh, well, yes,
Oh,
go ahead, by all
surprise.
means.
Suppliers came in early this week, so you shall be getting your suit in about 2 days' time.
Delightful.
You can be expecting the delivery by then. Thank you very much for your time. And she hangs up. And as Raymond was talking in his phone, the EMF reader went off again. And mysteriously enough, when he hung up, it stopped.
Make a note.
Wait a moment. I want to see if I.
take pictures.
I wanna see if I-
pictures of the crypt and
I-
the
I wanna-
inside of the chapel.
I want to see if I noticed that. What would that be? Like, still spot hidden?
It's a listen check.
I don't have that. Damn it. Okay, so.
The baseline for listen is 25.
Oh well, let's try it. Damn it, no.
Nope, you do not notice
Ah,
that. You
so
were
I-
a little bit too stupid.
I can't make a snarky comment.
Yep.
Well, didn't your phone set it off earlier, Dr. LeBlanc?
Generally, if it's very close.
Well, it could just be Mr. Shafter's high-powered phone. You have a high-powered phone, yeah?
Is your phone a satellite phone?
What, me? No.
Bless you.
Thank
The
you.
cutest of sneezes.
Father David sneezes like that now.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he
Father
does.
David hoots like an owl and sneezes like a kitten. This is canon.
Oh, God.
Achoo.
They found me out. I'm just an owl and a kitten in a priest outfit.
In a man
I've got
suit. Anyway, so yeah, Raymond has nothing to add because he didn't notice.
Got it.
Too
Anyways.
bad.
To be fair,
Well.
even with the listen thing, that would have been super high.
Are there any more gravestones in here? Well,
You scour the grounds, and you do notice that there is indeed one more.
Uh-huh. What's
Lord-
the name on this one?
Lord James Fellfayre.
No kids?
Not buried on the grounds, at least.
Possibly they left and went elsewhere, or they never had children. But this would be the two founders of the house.
Well, that should be easy enough to find out. In fact, Raymond will Google it right now.
That curiosity in Celeste is definitely mounting. To an home.
Raymond, roll library use.
I know.
Does Dr. Celeste LeBlanc look back at Father David?
One above.
I think she would give a glance, but that's only because she's also already been told that no, not to disturb it.
She can feel the heat of somebody's gaze peering into her as she struggles with her curiosity again, and when she glances back, yep, Father David's looking at her like, don't you even think about it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If it's so tempting, then you best step out. You're not. You don't.
I can handle myself. It's fine.
He narrows his eyes.
Anyway, yeah, I'm one above. I fail.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your googling does not result in anything substantial.
You
get a lot of hits about the mansion, the Fellfayre Mansion as a general, but it's nothing that you haven't read before.
Yeah, so not a lot of scandal with the Fellfayre family, it seemed.
Yeah. Not that Google tells you, at least.
Well, if Google doesn't tell me what scandals, then who will?
Is there anything that I would know as the resident history professor about anything interesting about their history?
You'd probably have to roll for that.
Oh, you would absolutely know. And I think I've written it down for you before. But just to reiterate.
Could I also roll? Could I roll history then?
Go ahead.
I actually do have some notes on here, but
Go ahead. What do you have?
Make it.
So the founders of the manor were Lord and Lady Fellfayre. The house was built in around 1810 by Lord James Fellfayre for his wife, Lady Constance. Obviously the place was renowned for its splendor and riches, and was one of the most expensive manors built at the time. They had luxurious parties, and the couple flaunted their wealth, as rich couples were wont to do back in the day. In 1833, Lady Constance passed away, though, and while there wasn't really anything, well, nothing was really ever confirmed on that, mostly because of the time period. There is a rumor that floats around that Lord James was the one that poisoned her, for whatever reason. But after she died, Lord James continued living in the manor as a shut-in and passed away in 1845. And he was found alone in his study.
What a ghastly history.
Well, at least at the end of it. At least at the end of their lives.
Well, I'm not going to be one to pass judgment on these two. But I hope they're in a better place. She's been screwing the milkman.
18 something?
But
Yeah.
But now you understand why my curiosity was a little bit on the extreme side.
Can
You will
I?
not be exhuming anything.
I will not exhume the bodies unless I get a proper warrant.
Can I? Wait.
You will not be exhuming these bodies at all.
Good lord. Can I add anything to that with my roll or?
Well, what was your roll?
53. I made it
Yes.
easily.
Let's see.
Mind you, my
Unfortunately, then.
okay. It's like my knowledge is more about the surrounding area, not the Fellfayre specifically. That's why I'm asking. So.
The surrounding area, you would know that. You would know that the surrounding area was rather poor when the Fellfayres lived here. And the fact that that Dr. Celeste LeBlanc just said that they like to flaunt their wealth probably didn't sit too well with the villagers. Kind of starving.
Raymond has a hard time understanding that concept.
Yeah.
Curious. Poor people. Intriguing.
Miguel, have you heard of these?
Miguel, Miguel, have you ever heard of these? What does it say here? Downtrodden masses. Must be a new band.
Miguel, with huge bags under his eyes, just...
I'm not.
Looking-
I'm not actually asking him that. I'm not that stupid.
I know.
Oh.
Also,
Sorry.
Downtrodden masses would be a
Sorry.
great band name.
Sorry, an extra note. Since then, the mansion has had 15 other owners, but none of which have... I think I've mentioned this before, none of which have lived here for more than 20 years.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh no.
But now I can finally add that long piece of notes to the actual notes. Excuse me while I just go in here and edit this.
Welcome to Notes and Clues.
Meanwhile, Jonah is just, silently planning out his music video thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
can't
Mitch
wait
is-
for Miguel to get possessed by an angry person done wrong by the inhabitants of the Fellfayre Manor.
I mean, yeah, being right
Die.
now, right now he's just an angry person done wrong by me.
Exactly.
So it should be a lateral move, really. We'll just slide into a ghost, and there you are.
Just slide into a ghost.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Just shake hands and there you go.
Yeah, let's see.
Ow. Messed it up. Oh, I messed up the notes again.
Oh no.
I am going to roll for a spoot hidden.
There we go. There's your
Go
note.
ahead.
Roll 1d100. Rolling 22. Holy shit!
Very nice, very nice.
Getting lucky today.
As Father David McDougal looks around the little chapel, where does he go?
He goes towards the middle center, the altar area esque.
Yeah. He goes towards the altar area, and he notices that even though the candles have been lit and extinguished recently, the altar area itself has been left untouched for quite a while. There's a thin layer of dust on top of it. But he also notices that the altar itself is newer than the chapel.
He
Wait,
tilts his head a
did
bit.
you say older?
Newer.
Oh, okay.
The altar is newer than the rest of the chapel?
Yep.
He reaches out and he touches it.
His fingers glide across rich mahogany. A beautiful piece of furniture, sturdy and heavy. But there's something strange. A little bit of a bump. Just a tiny square. It almost seems like a bit of it was removed and then placed back onto it.
Blinks.
Like,
And he
wait.
messes with the square. As
Messes
you are wont to do.
As you all want to do. He messes with the square and he feels it shift just very, very slightly under his fingertips, but it doesn't seem to move away. Now, there must be some other way of removing it.
So he kind of tries to slide it, tries to lift it a little bit, push, jimmies it basically.
He tries to
Like-
slide it, he tries to move and push and jimmy it, but it still stays where it is.
Yeah.
There must be some other way of moving it.
Maybe a hidden switch or something.
Do I know of any children that they had?
Raymond tried to Google it earlier, but
I
no
didn't
luck.
find anything, so I failed my
Well,
thing.
I would have gone through like history books and
Question.
yeah, the route that
Yes?
Go ahead, Zeph.
I was gonna say the route that a history professor would be able to actually access.
With the route of a history professor, go ahead and roll your history.
History.
Also,
Question was, is there any other door?
Into the church?
Yeah, is there only one door in the church?
There is only one door in the chapel.
He narrows his eyes.
Also, with the... I'm sorry, just going to do Zephyr real quick first. With one success, Dr. Celeste LeBlanc would know that Lord and Lady Fellfayre did indeed have children. However, none of them took over the mansion.
Right. What were their names?
That is curiously not actually written anywhere.
Odd.
well, they probably didn't want it to be public.
Do we know how many children? Do I know how many children they had?
Unfortunately, accounts vary and are pretty vague on that particular point. It was just known that they had children and that they moved away.
I mean, considering the whole probable murder scandal, maybe they wanted to just live in obscurity. Anyway, spot hidden to look for anything to help Father David move the altar thing.
Oh, are you over there with him, looking at what he's doing?
I have nothing else to do, so yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey, Jonah, is Mitch here?
No.
Nope, Mitch is gone.
Mitch left like 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Sorry.
And either way, allow me to do Stinky first real quick. With a spot hidden of
I did make it.
54. You did make it?
Yeah.
Good. Very good, very good. With a spot hidden like that, you, with your discerning keen eye, notice that not all of the altar is made of mahogany. It's a soul in your eye. You can spot where somebody masked another bit of wood to be mahogany, and it is just you hate it. You hate that so much.
What kind of wood is it?
It's honestly I don't know, but it's the closest facsimile to mahogany.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe the grain is just off.
The grain is off. Let's say it's pine.
Raymond takes a larger sip from his cherry to steady his nerves. Then points to the thing. Father David, look at this. If you would look at this wayward grain here, perhaps it will help you with your moving efforts.
He blinks and he walks over. And he inspects where the wood is fucky wucky.
What Raymond is pointing at is one of the small carved angel faces that adorns the altar. It's sparse carvings, but they are quite beautiful. And the more you look at it, the more you realize Raymond is right. That angel face is not the same kind of wood as everything else. It seems out of place.
My goodness. It looks like you're onto something. He touch.
I was
He
gonna say,
touches it, and he hears a small... There's a tiny little sound. And before he knows it, the tiny bit of mahogany that he'd been fiddling with clicks open, revealing a hidden compartment with something inside.
I will take a picture of the angel face.
He reaches in.
And he pulls out what appears to be an old church relic. But it doesn't look right. The phrase that springs to mind is that what Jesus normally looks like?
Alright. At first his eyes go big and shiny, but then as he looks at it more, his brow furrows and he turns it over in his hand. Describe to me this Jesus.
Jesus.
It appears to be an old crucifix, but there's just something off about this Jesus.
Father Dougal, do you mind for just a moment? Can you just put it back in the thing that you found it in?
That, of course.
It's fine.
He carefully puts it back.
I'll take a picture of it.
Can I hold it again now?
Yes, I'm sorry. It was more for records keeping, but
He takes it. He tries to discern what the hell is wrong with this.
First of all, it looks like it would be just a normal, quote-unquote, plague cross. One of the ones where Jesus is made to look particularly suffering and miserable.
Yeah.
But something is just off about his expression. Usually he seems, well, like he's suffering. Not like he's enraged.
Can I use... Would I have seen something like this before in any kind of, like, anything relating to archaeology, or honestly towards occult history?
You would not.
Okay.
I think that would be more like really specialized religious history.
It would
We don't
be.
have
Occult
that.
history. It would be, but I
I?
wasn't sure.
Go
Can I
ahead.
roll?
What do you
roll? I want to roll.
what do you know about Angie Christ?
I think
I know about
you
Christ
have-
the Angie.
Well, I would think that you would have religion as a skill.
Oop. Doesn't make it.
Oh,
Does not pass my history.
Wow.
too bad. You don't know if you've ever seen anything like this before, but no matter what, it looks like a bastardization of the image of Christ.
It does not sit well in his belly.
Does
He
not-
frowns, turning it over in his hand some more. This isn't right.
Can I want to take a picture of that with my phone as well.
And he holds it out in his hand so she can take a picture.
Hold on. I'll take the picture, and I'm gonna take out my phone, and I want to give Professor Richard Graves a call at Cambridge.
Here we go.
He's the one that knows much more about archaeology than I do.
Why is his name Graves? Why does his name be Graves?
Because
Dick
that's what we
Graves.
decided when we decided Dick Graves.
Terrible.
Richard Dick Graves.
God damn it.
The phone rings for only a few moments before you hear on the other end a very telltale voice. Yes, this is Professor Richard Graves speaking. Who might this be?
Hey, Dick. This is Professor LeBlanc.
Oh, Celeste, it's so wonderful to hear from you, my girl. Just wonderful, just wonderful. Have you done any
Grave digging.
Grave robbing.
Grave desecrating.
have you made any progress on your little project?
Actually, we have. We managed to find an old chapel mausoleum that possibly contains the the crypts of both Lord and Lady Fellfayre.
Splendid. That's always a very, very fascinating archaeological found to make in these times.
But
These old
there's-
mansions, I adore them.
But there's something that we can't quite figure out, and neither I nor the priest that's with us knows anything about. Do you mind if I send you a picture real quick? And I'll send him the picture of the.
We have a name.
I'll send him a
Oh.
picture of the thing.
Of course not, my girl. Yes, I sent it right over. Will it go through the fax machine?
Oh no. Oh no. I mean, I tried to send it to his cell phone. Would I have known if he had a cell phone that doesn't do pictures?
His cell phone does not do pictures.
Oh.
Old Nokia
It is
flip phone.
it's an old Nokia brick.
I'll email. Does he have email?
He does, but he's very bad at checking it, as all of his students know.
Oof. I'll send him the picture through the fax machine because I'm sure there's some way in this day and age for me to send a picture to his fax machine.
We didn't defeat the Nazis by using email, and quite frankly, I think fax machines are the devil too.
Anyways, yes,
Send
I
it
will
to
send
me
it
via messenger pigeon.
You hear the of a fax machine in the background.
You can see Celeste visibly take the phone away from her, hold it out, and wince a bit.
A few moments later, Professor Graves comes back to the phone. Oh, but this is rather peculiar, I must say. What is it you're sending me? A bunch of numbers and letters?
I mean,
What
I
does this
sent
say? Is this some form of code, Dr. Celeste?
I mean, I tried to send you the picture, I suppose. Didn't really work out.
Nope, it did not.
Hey, I'm just waiting for him to go, wait, let me send it back to you so you can try again.
Tell you what. It seems like my phone doesn't want to send you the picture but through the fax. I'll check in with you once I get back. I'll check in with you tomorrow once I leave.
Oh, of course. It will be lovely to see you again, my girl. I'll be looking forward to all of this and whatever fascinating little finds you've found. I must say, the university is a little bit dull without you around. You're always good for a chat.
Well, sorry about that.
Oh no,
You know
that's
how
not
it is. I have to do my research here with my area of expertise.
And I couldn't have you more excited for you, my girl.
Well, it was nice to speak with you. I'm going to let you go, and I will get back with you later tomorrow.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful day now.
1 o'clock?
Absolutely wonderful. 1 o'clock. That sounds wonderful.
All right. See you later. And I'll hang up the phone before he has a chance to ramble on some more.
To anymore in your ear.
Yes.
Father David looks bewildered.
He's a professor. He's our main professor of archaeology at Cambridge, and a dear friend of mine. If a bit long-winded.
He seems like a right chap.
In what forgotten city did they find him?
Surprisingly, he was in one of the tombs in Egypt.
Just milling about in puffy pants.
Oh, he was trying to pretend to be a mummy.
Calling things splendid.
Anyway, can I have a look at, actually, we'll just ask Father David then. Father, may I have a look at the,
I found a few IKEA
What the fuck?
locations near you.
what? No! No,
Wait a
Google.
minute, I don't think You wanted to look for. I didn't realize that you were trying to look for IKEA furniture.
What the fuck sounded like Google in there?
Google.
What the fuck? No, well, Father David, may I have a quick look at that rather Desabige Jesus figure?
Oh, well, of course. It's not quite right. He looks... Well, he shouldn't look this angry. He hands him over to Jesus.
I'm not.
Jesus.
Can I attempt a Google image search of that?
Angry Jesus.
You already
Can I
made.
attempt-
Yeah.
Can I attempt a Google image search of that icon?
Well, you can certainly try.
Yeah. Anyway,
Library. I guess.
anyway, Raymond will Okay, here's the thing. Does he look obviously angry, or is it ambiguous?
It's hard to pin down. You can definitely see that there's something. Well, there's something not quite right about this.
What if I
Jesus.
roll psychology and try to remember what people look like in
You can,
mental
you can certainly try.
Let's try to remember what normal people look
I
like.
do not make it even slightly.
But the 25 is my library use for Google
Alright.
image search.
Can I stop mine first because I'm messed up? So
Fair enough.
Raymond will, Raymond will
Go
give
ahead.
it. Raymond will give it back, being unsuccessful in deciphering the, the expression. Well, I won't pretend I'm a biblical scholar, but it seems more realistic than the normal ones, doesn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong, I would be fairly angry if I were nailed to a cross.
Well, that's the thing. When Jesus was nailed to the cross, he wasn't quite angry. He was more despairing, crying out to his Father, why? It was more of like a last plea of desperation of why his Father would have him go through such great pain. But in the end, he recognized it was... Huh? Who? Who said that?
I
You
didn't.
look around and there is really no one, aside from the people you walked in with.
Did you hear
Father
something?
David looks a little bit pale.
Did you hear something? Father?
Ooh. What? I could have sworn. It's fine.
Does the how small, how big is this? Is
It's-
it like a handheld thing? I guess.
It fits nicely into your palm. It's a little too big for it, actually. It's like a good hefty crucifix.
Got it. Okay.
Although it is in a chain, so it's one you'd wear as a necklace.
I see. If I want to pass the EMF reader over it.
Go right ahead.
See if it beeps.
As you pass the EMF reader over it, nothing much happens. One of the lamps is on, but it has been so all along. That kind of more or less just indicates that the EMF reader is working, as it just picks up on a very, very low ambient electricity that's
Got
just
it.
all around you.
Yeah.
But nothing really gives any kicks when it
Got
comes
it.
to the crucifix.
Got it. Okay.
Ooh.
So we're all good. Would you mind if... Anyways, back to the Google image search.
You try to Google image search it, but really all you find are just regular crucifixes.
Got it. Nothing new. Father McDougal, do you mind if I take that with me tomorrow?
Well, as long as you return it.
No, I promise I will return it. But it's usually
I
better
expect you
for...
to say no, I won't.
It'll be better for Dr. Graves to have the physical object so that he can look at it rather than just a picture.
As long as you're careful with it, I suppose. He looks hesitant. Very hesitant.
Relax, Father McDougal. I know that I had my curiosity piqued with the crypts. It's fine.
Of course, dear.
Would you prefer to go with me?
Sure.
Stretch your legs a bit.
That, yes, I suppose that would be all right.
And then as a favor, maybe me and you can try and clean up the crypt a little bit. Make it more usable.
It's a chapel.
Sorry. Clean up the chapel. I meant to say chapel, not crypt.
Yes, the crypt keeper.
Yeah,
Creepter.
let's use the crypt.
Maybe we can clean up the chapel later and make it more usable for you.
Well, there is, the church in town that I use. I don't really plan on using this one, though it might be a nice place to come and think
You can use it
and
as
pore over my studies.
you can use it as a practice church before going into the big one.
You can practice your speeches here.
And they're called sermons.
They're called sermons. They're not.
I haven't been to church in a while.
Father David takes out his clean little handkerchief, and he wraps it very carefully around the Angie boy Jesus.
Angie Jesus.
Angie Christ.
I'll keep this with me until tomorrow.
What are you gonna do with it tomorrow?
Pomp.
We're going to take it to an old man. A cartoon old man.
An old man!
What you think it was? It's green.
And he will
Celeste-
hopefully tell us a little bit more about this.
LeBlanc just
mysterious
losing it in the
artifact.
background. Also, Raymond found this whole, like, this obvious budding romance of Celeste LeBlanc and Father David. He finds that incredibly amusing.
The budding romance.
Budding romance. Well, American television has told him that contempt is what breeds romance.
He doesn't.
Well, no, it's more
put
like
her in contempt.
it's more like the awkward flirting attempts that just fall flat. It's just yeah.
Awkward flirting attempts.
He's not.
But awkward flirting attempts.
There's no flirting. I'm a man of the cloth. I'd never. No, he's
I'm a
not.
woman
He's
of-
not that so stuck up to
I'm
say
a woman
that.
of science. I would never.
I barely know Dr. Celeste LeBlanc, and even then, a man of the cloth. I've taken my
I
vows.
didn't say that out loud.
I know,
Crazy.
but we do this often, Hoons. Are you surprised?
No, just
That we go on our own little tangents that don't really relate, but it's for fun?
we don't do it in the character voices. Whoo.
I do it in the character voices because it's more fun that way.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Woo. Anyway. Yeah, I got nothing else really. We found Angie Christ. Found out that this is a crypt of sorts. Failed our research. What now?
What now, indeed?
Let's go get drunk.
Yeah.
We probably have spent enough time here.
Father David looks back around at the chapel one last time, feeling that same kind of shudder up his spine from that whisper he heard.
And no matter how serene and peaceful the chapel looks, that shudder remains.
You know what would be a great idea? Coming back here alone in the middle of the night.
Yes,
That's exactly what he plans to
absolutely.
do.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Well,
Oh,
shit.
Yes.
He's not gonna be able to sleep thinking about that whisper. He's gonna come back in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's smart. God will
Sweet
protect me.
child.
That would be just like Father David. Just God is my shield. Except it's a very, very small and very flimsy shield.
The
It doesn't actually
voice said,
protect
"Why
me.
have you forsaken me?"
Well, yeah.
And, you know, that kind of, like, to him, it's like, oh, maybe somebody isn't doing so well. Somebody needs help, and that's his thing.
He's a sweet boy.
He's supposed to help. So, what do you think would be a good idea for my next character that I roll out? Just asking.
Just asking for a friend.
I'm not gonna say it. Anyway,
You jokingly said
so poor
it would be
old...
great to come back into the middle of the night. You thought.
I know. Well, I will. That's that for good old Daddy McDougal. Okay, let's go get drunk. Then Father David can go back to the chapel being drunk.
Yeah. No, Father David won't drink that much because he's too busy thinking about, like, that whisper.
Just waving Angie Christ around like a madman.
Real quick, Zippy. Let's see.
I'm trying to make sure that nobody else can actually read that, but
Yeah, exactly. But I
Oh.
can't figure out how to write back. But you are absolutely right.
I think it's just /W.
And then the name. But the thing is, your name has a punctuation mark in it.
Does it?
It does.
Oh.
Yes, Doctor Dot Celeste LeBlanc.
Do you want to just do you want to just send it
Just use
to me via
Discord.
Discord? Yeah.
Yeah. Just fucking using Discord. It sounds like a good idea.
I'll still whisper to you on here, but
But I'll just respond in Discord.
that's fine.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I'll just respond in Discord just because it's easier and we can keep track.
It probably is, yeah.
Why do you have to be right?
Raymond will start leading Jonah out of the chapel while telling him about the impending arrival of his proper suit.
Oh, God.
He'll also take Miguel with him, mainly so that Father David can have his weirdly religious breakdown in peace.
As Miguel walks out of the chapel, he briefly turns around and looks at it. And a worried expression glides across his face.
Would any of us notice that?
He briefly crosses himself before stepping away from the chapel.
Would any of us notice that at all?
Oh, was anyone looking?
Father David was still in church, just kind of gently rubbing his thumb over his own personal cross.
And obviously, with what I've told you, I probably would have glanced back at the chapel at some point
Yep.
as we were leaving.
In that case, Dr. Celeste would have caught the end of Miguel crossing himself.
I didn't
Look at him.
notice. I didn't notice
Look.
shit.
I'd look at him with a little bit of worry.
As he turns and meets your eye,
I'll make
expression. His expression is back to its usual kind of
done with the shit.
yeah, kind of done with this shit, but also a little bit grumpy. and he doesn't really seem to acknowledge that you saw him do what he did.
In just a indignant resignation.
Yep. That's the best way of describing it.
I like Miguel.
I will use Google Translate to ask him in Spanish.
Wait, what's your
If
Spanish?
he is okay.
What's your Spanish skill?
I don't have Spanish as a skill. I just have Google Translate.
Well, then. Oh, you're using Google Translate in character.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cheating. That's
I
not
have
funny.
Spanish value 21.
Yay.
That's actually higher than what I have.
Actually, wait, do I have Spanish? I do not. I just have Latin, Old English, Norse, Scottish, Welsh, and Gaelic.
Well, then your base. You only have dead languages. Also, then your base would be 1.
Yep.
I mean, it's more than I have. I only have English, German, and Spanish. So.
But no, I will use Google Translate
That's not fun.
ask-
That's not
to ask him if
funny.
he's okay.
That's not funny. Use Babelfish. Is that even still a thing?
I don't
Yes,
know.
it is.
Is it still shit?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great.
But yes, Google Translate. I'm just asking him, are you okay? Is anything wrong?
Miguel gives you a little bit of a raised eyebrow. And then he shakes his head and mutters something non-committal and just walks past you.
All right then.
Yeehaw. Did any of us do anything for the rest of the day, or would you like to RP Father David McDougal being an idiot and going to the chapel at night?
No, don't do it.
Raymond wakes up in the dead of night. Something's wrong.
Oh no, it's just an owl. It's fine.
Now that would be a very, very good place. That would be a very, very good spot to jump to. Is everybody okay with jumping to midnight?
Where's the rest of us, though?
Well, at midnight, you'd probably be inside, in
Right.
bed,
All right.
watching television, doing what you want.
Fair enough.
You already know what I've typed to you. So
Yes, absolutely.
It was a nice evening. Miguel was also treated to some niceties at the pub. And after you had all returned and time had passed, Father David tried to go to bed at a reasonable hour, like 9. But could not stop tossing and turning in his bed. So he sat up, got his clothes on, and you don't walk out into the fucking yard in your PJs. That's what crazy people do.
You can if you're not a fucking coward.
But he grabs a few things, like a flashlight, some matches, his Beeble,
His bibble.
and a little thing of holy water.
And he heads out into the night.
Yeah.
By then, it has gotten very dark. It took
Ooh.
Father
no.
David. Yes, it truly has gotten dark. It took Father David a few hours to toss and turn to try and get to bed, and none of it really helped. So by the time he decided to go outside, night had already fallen and then some, bringing darkness and a starlit sky with it.
trying
It's
to figure
around
out. Sorry.
It's around midnight as Father David McDougal starts walking down the stairs.
He
You
steps out.
Are you by chance carrying a candle in an elaborate holder with you?
That would be so fun, and was the first mental image I got. But like,
Just
no.
in an old frog with like a little nightcap.
Listen, I wish, I really wish, but no, he's got a flashlight.
Oh, I really wanted to play Ebenezer Scrooge if the heart of David dies.
Creeping through the house at an unholy hour.
Are you allowed to say that?
Me? Yes. Me, yes. Him, I don't know.
Meanwhile, I'd like you to roll a spot hidden check.
Do, do, do. D-D-D-D-D-D. 1D100. Beep.
By the way,
Oh!
Ooh. As you walk out of the door, you almost think you see something sliding past one of the corners. A trick of the light? A little ray of moonlight reflecting off of some dust, maybe.
Did you have something slide out of sight?
Isn't that a good question?
I saw I rolled the 11!
You did indeed roll an 11.
I have to zoom in quite a bit to see better.
Oh.
So if you had it like roll down like a fucking hallway that's a little further away, I could not see it.
I was just trying to find a place to put myself because I'm in my room and I didn't know where to put my token to say that I was upstairs.
Oh, just put yourself on the stairs.
Oh, I guess that also makes sense.
Creeping outside.
But
Father David McDougal creeps outside, being as quiet as he possibly can.
what time of the night is this?
Midnight.
Midnight.
Okay.
He goes down the stairs and across the moist ground. It's very
Past the-
moist.
Very moist. Past the lake where he sees the grinning Cheshire moon reflecting itself off of the waters that are so still that you'd be excused for thinking that was just a completely blank mirror.
It takes just a moment to look out at that beautiful scene.
And it's at
Before-
that moment, when he looks out at that beautiful scene, that he sees something. It's a shadow. Moving. Almost looks a little bit like someone slipping off between the trees of the nearby forest. But as you look again, it looks more like just the leaves swaying in the wind. Yes, that's what it must have been.
He swallows, shaking his head before he continues on his way. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Humming
continues.
softly under his breath.
As he hums softly under his breath, he sees his own breath pluming in front of him as the night is colder than it ought to be. It's still early in the year, and there's still some frost seeping into the ground. He walks closer, and that's when he suddenly sees it. A light in the windows of the chapel.
He creeps closer.
He creeps closer. His ears perked, his eyes straining through the dark. I'd like you to roll a listen check.
Boop, 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 doop, boop, boop, boop. 2 hand? No, 1 hand. There we go. 1. Wait. Yep, there we go. 1d. Listen, listen, listen. What is your listen, good sir? Yeah, he makes it.
He hears a faint but very familiar sound. It's someone speaking. And not only is it someone speaking, it's someone preaching inside of that chapel. But it's so very faint, it almost sounds like there's an entire wall of pillows between you and that person. Far more faint than it would be if it were just inside of the chapel.
He stops humming immediately and approaches the nearest window to peek inside.
Slowly, he lifts himself up, peeking inside the window. The glass is dirtied and hasn't been cleaned in ages, but you can just see the faint flickering of candles up by the altar. But aside from that, it's hard to make out anything. Is there a shadow in there? It's impossible to tell. He has to get closer.
He goes to the door. He puts his hand on the doorknob.
He feels a shudder run up his spine, almost as if a little electrical shock went through his hand from the doorknob. A little bit of fear tinging his actions.
He takes a breath. And he pulls out his phone because he just realized, oh fuck. I did not tell anybody where I was going.
To be fair, everybody else is probably asleep.
He looks at the time and he sighs and types out a message to LeBlanc. Thinks, but then erases it. And putting his phone back in his pocket, he puts his hand back on the knob and shoulders it open, just like Miguel did.
It opens much more easily this time than it did last, leaving Father David to stumble into the chapel.
Whoop.
With a cold breeze that swoops in and extinguishes 2 of the 3 lit candles. The sermon immediately stops.
Who's there?
Nothing but quiet answers him.
If you're cold, you can come inside. I'm certain the others wouldn't mind somebody in need sleeping in for the night. There's no reason to be scared.
Again, there is no answer. Not only that, everything is unnaturally quiet. If someone were hiding in there, you'd be able to hear them breathing, at least moving slightly. But there's nothing.
He steps in, looking around in the small pews.
His footsteps echo in the tiny chapel. So quiet normally, but in here, in all of this thick stillness, they seem amplified. So much louder than they usually are.
He walks over to the 2 candles he had accidentally extinguished and takes out the matches he had brought with him. Candles don't light themselves, he mutters and strikes the match.
The light flickers, warm and welcoming, at the tip of the match.
And carefully, he lights the 2 candles he had extinguished.
And once they are lit, they stand before him. 3 candles, each taller than the other. With their wicks, a flame flickering quietly in the dark, standing close together. There is another unlit candle a little further away from them, but this one seems to have been knocked over.
He reaches over and he grabs this candle. Is there a little holder for the candles?
There is indeed. As he grabs the candle, he can almost feel a little bit of a tightening of his throat. Only for a second, though.
He swallows. And he rolls the candle over in his hand.
It seems to be nothing but a regular candle. Old, yes. But just a regular old candle.
He puts it where it should go, in like the little holder. The closest holder.
He puts it next to the 3 lit ones. And it stays there. Standing where he left it.
He had waved the match to put the fire out before the fire reached his fingertips. And he still had it between 2 fingers. So he relights the match on one of the candles and lights the other candle with it before waving it out again.
The last candle sputters a flame. And that same warm orange glow dances atop it, just like the other 3. The 4 of them stand there, seeming to spread serenity.
He takes a breath and holds his hands together, praying silently.
Which is when he hears something behind him. Footsteps.
He pauses and his eyes open, and he turns his head to look behind himself quizzically.
And for a second, he almost gets a heart attack seeing the figure standing behind him. Shorter than him, seeming a little more bulky. But as his eyes adjust and he shines his light upon the thing, he notices that it is none other than Dr. Celeste LeBlanc.
Father? That's a different hula than I'm used to.
What's that all again? What's that all again?
Are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. Oh. Well, what are you doing up, Dr. LeBlanc?
Well, you would see that she is carrying the same case as before. The one that has the tools that she carries. She has on sort of one of those sort of like a tactical vest of sorts. That
Going away, rubbing Dr. Celeste.
Mostly for attaching various pieces of equipment, like the video camera with the night mode, and then like the shoulder-mounted flashlight.
And I mean, you have to fit the proton accelerator somewhere.
And then you're right.
Yeah. Kind of.
You look like you've seen a ghost. No pun intended.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
Maybe a little pun intended.
Show off your laughter. Hoo hoo hee hee. Who?
Stop it.
Who are we talking about?
I'm teasing you again, Father.
He like puts his hand, like arms rigid at his sides. His face gets a little red. I have to wait.
Sorry, I figured it the best way to break the tension.
Oh, well, I thank you kindly for that. To be honest with you, I haven't been able to stop thinking about this place ever since I was explaining, the story of Jesus' crucifixion when
We found the odd-looking crucifix. I get it.
No, that was it. That was explaining it afterwards,
Oh.
because Raymond had asked. I heard something.
Well, what did you hear?
He looks down and rubs an arm for a moment. I could have sworn I heard a voice say, "Why have you forsaken me?" And since then I haven't been able to stop thinking about the chapel, and when I came up to it, there was somebody. I could have sworn I heard somebody preaching inside. A little far off, but it was there. And the candles were lit.
Well, there's two of us now, Father. Why don't we go check it? There's two of us now, Father. Why don't we go check it out? A little bit more.
Well, there's not much to check out. When you opened the door, the sermon stopped. And I accidentally blew out 2 candles. So I relit them.
Are we in the chapel? By this
Yes.
point? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
you are.
Can I start walking around with the EMF reader again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You turn on the EMF reader and start walking around.
Seeing if going over the places like the altar, the crypt, where we found the crucifix, if it's not still there. I think Father McDougal still has it.
He has it.
You go over the 2 crypt stones on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And you go over the tiny place where you found the crucifix.
Mm-hmm. And the altar.
And when you go over the altar, the EMF reader starts blinking. There are 5 little lamps upon the EMF reader, and 3 of them are blinking.
I'm going to... It's not necessarily a walkie-talkie. I was wrong when I told you that.
They call it a ghost box.
Yeah, essentially. I will set that down. set that down on the altar. Is anyone here with us?
As you turn the ghost box on, it starts doing its thing. It starts scanning the different radio waves all around you, spewing out static, noise, and little bits of what you can tell are some radio stations, but that's when your heart skips a beat. Because that's when you clearly hear through the static. Yes.
Father David jumps. Who? Who's there?
After Father Dougal asks the question, I'm gonna let it go through it again.
You turn to the ghost box, and through the static and the noise, I would like you to roll a listen check.
And throughout this whole thing, Celeste is honestly like she is excited that she's getting stuff from it.
Hang on a second. It froze on me again. Just give me a moment.
Oop.
Oop.
You can also tell that the fear that
You
would
can
normally
also-
be
I was just going to say, darling, you can also use your own physical dice.
Well, but then
It's okay.
you could also roll for me.
I could also do that, yes.
no successes for me. But she is like the fear that would normally be for someone in this kind of situation is not.
Oh,
is
I'm
not,
getting there.
It's not
You're getting there?
really. But the fear that would normally be in somebody is not really present for her. Like
Fair enough.
It is the curiosity of getting a reading is overriding any sense of fear that she has, just in replacing it with just pure curiosity and excitement.
That didn't go through.
Alright, so be that as it may, even though Dr. Celeste LeBlanc isn't overcome with fear, she's still so excited that she can hear her blood rushing in her ears. She's almost a little too excited to hear the response of whatever it is they've contacted. Although it's very faint, the two of you do manage to hear one word. Father.
You were the one who was preaching, weren't you?
Again, through the static and the noise. It's that same very clear answer.
Just
Yes.
mute myself. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, because it kind of sounds like someone's fapping in the background.
No, that's like whisking.
Yeah, my wife is making something. I'm not entirely certain what. I think she's making
It's fine.
coffee.
It's fine. Mute. Oh. Are you a ghost?
There's a small... there seems to be hesitation. The static and the noise in the ghost box increases. But then... Father David hears an answer that might be a little bit comforting. No.
No. No. Oh. Are you an angel? Is it in this chapel?
Again, the answer comes, although faster this time. No.
What are you?
And once more, I would like you to roll a listen check.
Beep, 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 beep. 1D. 1. Oh, you almost fucked it up.
The both of us.
Both of you.
Jesus.
Father David is shaking and isn't practiced when.
I actually made it.
Ooh.
I'm not there, but I actually made it.
Oh, but this time, Dr. Celeste LeBlanc hears something. He hears more of what this voice says. Father Prescott.
Oh. Dr. LeBlanc, can you understand?
It said that it was Father Prescott. Is that Prescitt?
Prescott.
Prescott?
Sorry,
Prescott.
repeat that one more time.
Prescott.
Prescott.
OTT. Prescott.
Prescott.
Are you alone?
There's a small hesitating pause. And once again the answer comes. No.
Who's with you?
You are.
Well. Ah. You're being cheeky on purpose, aren't you?
Was that directed at me? Or...
Once more there is static and noise, and once more an answer. No.
What are you doing here?
There is again static and noise, and it increases. And the EMF reader goes up to a 4. Before once more the voice returns. Father Prescott.
Were you the parishioner of this small chapel?
There's a moment, and the static increases to a point where it's almost painful to the ears, but you do manage to hear, yes.
What happened to you?
The static increases more and more, and the candles in the corner flicker.
Father David looks at them.
Also, just for the record, all of this is actually being recorded. So,
Oh, good.
I got video evidence now. I got video evidence of this ghost bitch.
It'll just be static and it will look like a cheap green screen effect.
There's a static increase, but was there any response?
No. Only static increase and flickering of the candles.
He walks over to the candles.
He sees that the 3 that were lit when he came in are flickering, whilst the one he placed in the candle holder is moving.
What do you mean
Well-
moving? What do you mean moving?
It is jiggling slightly in its holder, almost as if someone was shaking the table, or maybe if there was a tiny tremor.
Is there wind?
There is no wind in the chapel.
Father David jumps back from it. Oh! Hmm. You were speaking so clearly before in your sermon. What were you teaching?
The static increases more and more. And this time, instead of hearing a voice coming out of the spirit box, you feel someone there with you. It's a strange presence. But unlike the horror tales of ghosts and terrifying apparitions, it's almost comforting. It's just as warm and welcoming as the glow of the candles. But there's something endlessly sad within it.
What sad warmth you give, Father Prescott.
The static from the spirit box increases once more. And it almost seems as if, with each answer, Father Prescott needs to strain himself more and more to respond. But you do manage to hear snippets of what he's trying to say. The very end of the sentence. The poor.
So, something about the poor, Dr. LeBlanc. Quickly, how do we help you?
The static increases once more to a point where it again almost hurts your ears. There's a chill going down your spines as the candles over in the corner flicker even more. And I'd like you to roll a listen check.
Whee! Oh, come on.
Again, darling, you can just
Then-
use your actual dice.
No, I'm a winner. I don't have a D100 also.
Darling, you do.
No, I don't.
Pretty sure you do.
There are a D100 is made out of 2 dice. 1 D10 and 1 D10s. Like you have one where it's just 1 to 10, and then you have one where it's 10 to 90.
I'm a
Well,
winner.
0 to 90.
Yeah, 0 to 90, but you know.
I do not hear it.
You do not hear it, no. But what about you, Dr. LeBlanc?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that this was only for Father McDougal. But let me
Well,
know.
no,
No.
you're in the chapel too.
Well, I know, but 10.
Jesus.
You do manage to hear what Father Prescott is telling you. In a voice that's more pained than it was before. You hear the words, inside the house.
And with that, I will turn off the box.
You turn off the box and you're greeted with blessed silence.
All right, Father McDougal, I think it is time that we leave the chapel.
What did he say?
He said inside the house.
That must be how we help him then.
Or
He
he's
looks-
talking about something worse.
He looks back at the candles. And then towards the altar. I'll do my best. There's such deep worry in his face as he looks into the open air, trying to see what his eyes cannot detect. Before
like
he...
Would you like to roll anything?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. What do I have that could help? Nothing! Let's go.
What are we doing?
Would you like to roll a luck check?
Oh,
luck?
yeah, sure. I
Luck
forgot
or-
that luck was a thing.
I know.
Don't we all?
16.
As you stare into the
Nope.
empty air of the chapel, you almost feel like you see something. You can't determine whether it's just your imagination or the fact that you've just seemingly talked to a ghost and your mind is on it on its own. It's just turned around right now, but you almost feel like you see an outline, a faint shape in the ceiling.
Is it ceiling cat?
Oh my god. He reaches up briefly for it.
It's gone as quickly as it appeared to you. But you definitely feel like it was there.
Did I catch any of all of, like, features, or was it just a silhouette?
It was just a silhouette.
What kind of silhouette?
The silhouette of a man. You think so, at least. Or something. A strange thought was floating up there, near the ceiling.
Ah,
Looking down on you.
quietly, subconsciously, he rubs at his neck a little bit before carefully putting a hand on the back of, like, the top back of Dr. LeBlanc. Let's
Yes.
leave him to his nightly sermon, Dr. LeBlanc. He says, eyes still gazing upwards, as if a small realization came across him.
I think that is probably wise for now.
You leave the
Although,
small...
I was gonna say, although I do have one more thing. Actually, you know what? I'll save it for another time. Never mind. Away we go.
You leave the small chapel alone to squat in the dark behind you, with its candles flickering from the windows. And as you leave, you almost swear you could hear the end of that sermon, ending in a long, drawn-out and whimpered Amen.
Father David shudders and crosses himself as he leaves, making sure the door is closed.
Now for signs of that damn cat. Come along, Father McDougal.
He shivers in the cold as if it touched him more heavily than the floor. Hand still rubbing lightly at his own neck. And a scarred look in his eyes. It looks, does LeBlanc look at his face closely?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, as much as anybody usually looks at anybody's face.
He can, she can catch in the light of the moon that he is tearing up a little bit.
Are you alright, Father?
I'll be fine, yes.
Because that's not the sound of someone who's fine to me.
I'll be fine.
Can I go for psychology here? What's running through his head?
Go ahead.
Trying to crack the walnut of Father David McDougal's nog, I see.
Indeed.
Nope. Nope.
She fails, and Father David merely keeps the hand against, just above, just between her shoulder blades, as he leads her back to the house. He looks a bit quiet.
I do have the flashlight on this time. I mean, it was mostly on during the, I did not have it on when I was walking up to the chapel, but, I did have it on while we were in the chapel.
You didn't see anything particularly strange inside, although the flashlight did take away some of the effect of the flickering candles.
But, any signs of that cat?
We'd have to check the chicken. Not the chicken, the kitchen. There we go.
Yep.
Just a
Oh,
minor seizure.
Was it only in the kitchen?
So we think.
Muddy paw prints in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Muddy paw prints in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think we've earned ourselves a stiff drink, Father.
I'll just be having water, I believe.
Any signs of that cat?
Well,
He
if
goes
you'd like
over-
to roll a spot hidden check.
Yeah. Wah.
Nope.
Nope.
He does go to check the bowl that he left out.
He sees that the bowl. Where did he place the bowl?
So it does look like there are.
Was there
more
room
footprints.
underneath the wine rack, or was it just all the way to the ground?
It is all the way to the ground.
Although it does look like there's more footprints next to the wine rack.
About here's where the things are, where it'd be a little bit out of the way.
It seems untouched.
Oh, well. Poor thing. Is there a door over here?
Where? Nope.
Alright.
They're just two windows.
Is one of them open?
Well, you can go ahead and check.
He walks over. Dee.
In the meantime, I am pouring. I'm getting Father McDougal some water, but I'm also pouring two glasses of Scottish whiskey over ice.
Nice.
2 shots of vodka.
Ooh. As
Just
Father
like
McDougal goes to check the windows, he notices there's a strange texture under one of his shoes. When he looks down, he notices that the muddy paw prints are back.
Lovely. And he goes back and he looks at the bowl again, because was he sure that the cat hadn't eaten anything?
It seems untouched.
Oh. Dr. LeBlanc. Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
There seems to be footprints of the small and feline kind over here. But the food seems untouched.
Do these actually look like cat footprints?
As far as you can tell.
Small and dainty beans of small and dainty bean baby.
Exactly.
Ghost cat hissing in the background.
I see that we have I see that our resident ghost ghost cat is back.
You know, if what had just happened didn't, I would poke fun at you a wee bit about calling the cat a ghost.
Hold on.
Kiss, kiss, baby. Mwah,
Kiss that baby.
mwah. Rub the jump, rub the jump.
I wonder where
Poor-
Zeffy went.
I don't know.
Anyway, you were saying?
Poor Father David. But also, good boy.
He is such a good boy.
So concerned.
Yeah.
Like, oh, poor, possibly homeless person in the chapel. Would you like warm spot? Oh, no, you're a dead guy. Okay.
Well. Literally talking to a dead guy now.
What I'm about to do hasn't been approved by the Vatican.
Mortis.
Well, I'd sure hope not. Well, you curl up like a hedgehog. You curl up like hedgehog.
Like little Hickok?
Like a hedgehog.
Hickok cute?
Hedgehog, yeah.
Hickok cute.
Tired little man. Zephy, return to us. After this, I think they'll just have like a drink and Father David will go back to bed.
That sounds just about right.
Yeah, 'cause it's late.
It is indeed late. The question is, will Father David be able to even go to sleep after this?
Fuck no! Fuck no.
There'll just be a tiny whispered "Good night, Father David" from behind the cupboard.
Oh, in the name of Mary!
And all he sees is just two big ol' eyes disappearing into the darkness.
You get back here! And tell me about your home life. Would you like a cup of tea? You seem a bit startled.
A tiny black hand with strange fuzz on it comes out. For tea. Just little grabby fingers.
Would you like any sugar or honey inside?
From the darkness, there's a tiny excited.
Oh! Look at you! Well, you're just a wee babe, ain't you? Oh! Oh my god, that'd be so fucking funny.
They fucking would.
Just like face to face with the ghost.
So-
Oh!
Are we done or?
I don't think Zeffy's going to come back in time.
All right.
So, yeah, I assume.
Okay.
Father David tries to go back to sleep. And if you just allow me just a tiny moment. There. And wrong map. I'm such a goose.
Oh, you're a silly goose.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. This is the right map. So Father David slips back into bed and starts going to sleep. Or starts trying to go to sleep. What does he do? What does he think about?
Sorry. Possible
Hey!
emergency.
Ah.
Sorry,
There she is.
possible emergency thing. I had to figure that out.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh,
Nothing major. It's okay. It's all good.
Alright.
It's okay, they're all dead now.
we have had our drinks and gone to bed. Father David thinks about the pastor in the chapel. He thinks about the candles. And the tightness in his throat.
Mysterious, mysterious things. Whatever could they mean?
He wonders about the growl he had heard on his first night.
There was a growl?
Yes.
I missed that. Sorry.
He holds his hands over his chest
Does he hear that kitty purr?
and prays quietly to himself.
Makes a
As
noise
the
like
sound-
a cat for some reason.
As the sound of a cat purr just permeates throughout the house.
Good kitty. No. Those are the things that mull about his mind.
And I would like, and as he thinks about of these things, I would like him to roll a listen check.
It is cat purr. Cat purr.
Ooh, made it.
Yep. He hears the cat purr in the background.
Oh.
Very quietly in his room.
Good kitty.
He feels a sensation of warmth and calm well up inside of him. And it almost seems as if the purr is coming from the foot end of his bed. But that couldn't really be right. When he tries to focus more on it, it seems to be coming from one of the corners of the room instead.
Ghost cat.
Oh, man.
Ghost cat will save us all.
God, he's just... Then the following morning, he's gonna take one of his own fucking sweaters and he's gonna fold it up into the corner where he thinks he heard the purr from. Because, oh, kitty needs a bed. Oh my god.
As he climbs into bed and snuggles up underneath the covers, he does feel a distinct weight and warmth on his legs.
Sweet thing. You ought to eat something.
That cat is either going to save us in the end or it's going to kill us all. One of the two. And I cannot decide which.
Father David mutters for the poor thing. She might want to go and eat something.
The cat responds with more purring.
And he closes his eyes, slipping into the comfort of the purrs and the warmth and the gentle weight.
And as he lets himself slip into the comfort of the purrs, it seems easier for him to find sleep. And the events of the night seem further away. Almost as if they happened to someone else or inside some ancient storybook.
He's out!
And with that, everyone goes back to bed. And thus ends the very second day of you suicidal idiots in Fellfayre Manor?
I haven't done anything yet.
It's just father. It's just father and the ghost hunter. That's it. That's all it is.
Also, I want to brag for a moment. I made that purr with my mouth.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, I thought that was just your cat.
Anyway, so are we done?
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's me.
Okay, gonna stop the recording, then we can talk about the skills thing.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, have a good day now.
Oh.
Ooh.